Hey everyone, it's Nikki with Delicate Tension Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you just have a lot of Scorpio placements in your chart. Now, this is going to be... I'm so sorry. It's late, guys. Burning the midnight oil. This is going to be for the energy surrounding the new moon in Libra. So a very opportune time to create stability, balance, harmony in all types of relationships. Friendships, family, love, career, organizations. So use it wisely. I always tell people, use energy wisely. You can always use things to create or destroy, right? This is going to be a general reading, so it may not resonate with everybody. If it does, that's great. If not, you can always check out your Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you have a lot of something else in your chart. I know I have a lot of Cancer placements in my chart. So let me tap into your energy a little bit and see what it is that I'm feeling right now. Very interesting because it is so vastly different from your 2-week energy reading for the last 2 weeks of September. So I'm literally seeing a sky that is full of stars. And in that, I am seeing one star in particular that starts getting brighter. And then I notice it changing color. And then I notice that it rapidly accelerates like a shooting star, right? Or like a meteor falling from the sky. So there's this essence of something that might have been off in the distance now becoming very tangible. It's coming down to earth. It's being grounded. It's being grounded in the earth. So let's see what's going on with you guys. Queen of Cups energy. You might be observing and looking at your feelings at this time. That was way too many. Cool. Show me Scorpio's energy for the new moon in Libra, please. 2 of Swords. Then we have the 8 of Wands. There's that acceleration. We have the Hierophant. Strength. What is this 8 of Wands energy? 9 of Cups. I feel like that is your shooting star. Something that might have felt unattainable in the past is now actually raining from the skies, and it's beautiful. And we have the Empress in the upright. I honestly feel like I want to cry right now. That's how beautiful this looks for you guys. I feel like you've had to make some really difficult head over heart decisions. I also feel like with this Queen of Cups energy, you've tried to get really grounded in your feelings. Because I know that that last energy was very, it's not that I felt like it was unlike you. I just felt like it wasn't necessarily the highest vibration that you can operate at. I feel like it was a very low root vibration. I feel like it was very sexual, sensual. Not that being sexual or sensual is a low vibration quality. I just feel like the reindeer games that were going on, just, you guys have so much more potential than that. So I feel like this is you becoming grounded in your emotions, and I feel like you are having to make these very interesting head over heart decisions, or you're really learning to balance the two out with this new moon and Libra energy. I feel like something you really desire is making its way towards you, and quite quickly. This could be you elevating your status through organization, partnership. I feel like it's something that has really tempered you. It's really tempered you. Let's clarify the Queen of Cups and the Two of Swords here, please. Dear Lord. This could be involving a relationship with the lovers. It could also simply be you really balancing out both aspects of yourself to create this whole new world that you're existing in. Because it feels very captivating. I felt captivated by what I was seeing, and I always feel like look how amazing that looks. Just what I was talking about. All these stars in the sky, and I feel like maybe whatever this was associated with this situation, this organization, this partnership. I feel like it really is, it's raining down on you. It's becoming obtainable. Let's clarify the Nine of Cups here, please. Oh, Seven of Swords, Five of Wands energy. There's my Scorpios. Not throwing shade on you guys. Sorry, because I've been doing videos all night, I feel like my voice is starting to get a little raspy. Now, I will say, to get to this point, you might have had to withhold some information. You might have had some internal conflict as to how to do this or how to get to this point or this position. Maybe reindeer games was an appropriate thing to say earlier. Let's clarify the Hierophant over here, please. We have the Three of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I feel like... What a weird word. I feel like something has been decreed. Something has been insinuated, talked about. A decision has been made. You might be in the process of apprenticing with a large organization, or actually having a position or title or something of that caliber being offered to you. Let's clarify strength here, please. We have the Eight of Cups, Queen of Wands, King of Pentacles. Oh yeah, I feel like you're following your true north. I also feel like it was one of those things where with that star falling out of the sky, I mean, who knows, maybe this is your star because I keep focusing on this back here, but I feel like once you saw that star get closer and closer to Earth and it became more obtainable, you set out on this journey to go find it. And I feel like too, you really were having to trust your senses or your intuition, simply because at the bottom of the Eight of Cups card, at least here, there is this little mole. And a mole actually does usually represent in animal symbolism or spirit animal lore, it represents something because it's fully blind. It has to rely on its extrasensory perception to understand its environment. So it is very connected to ESP, sixth sense, having to really use your intuition to find the way forward. And I feel like too that's, I mean, when we think about it, when a meteor falls to Earth, if it's smaller, you don't know where it's going to land. Most of the time it's going to completely break up in the sky, and you might not even find a piece of it. But I feel like you were drawn to something, and in being drawn to this place and in following your intuition, you obtained a piece of that. You obtained a piece of that star. You found it. I think you found it. I am looking at the little weasel at the bottom of this card, so I do kind of feel like you might have had to do some things here to get your way. But then part of me wants to say, that's okay for what you're getting out of it. I don't think you necessarily meant to do anything to hurt anyone, because this feels like there was a lot of inner conflict anyways around this thing that you really wanted for yourself. Because with strength being a part of it, I do feel like you had to go through some stuff in order to get to this position. So let's clarify the Empress, please. Temperance. Yeah, you're really bringing things into balance in order to harness this energy. You have Five of Swords in reverse, Ace of Cups, and the World. So I do feel as if in walking away from things you had to be strong through, from things you had to endure, this could have even been some really intense criticism coming from another individual. You are... Okay. This is very interesting the way this is showing up for me. You are essentially discovering that this shooting star, this meteor, this thing that fell to Earth, in finding it, you are understanding that that is a piece of you. It is a part of you. In essence, you and this thing were seeking one another. It's almost like this thing fell to Earth for you, and it called out to you, and you sought it out, and then you found it, and now you have a part of it. So there is this thing here that you really are coming into, and it's quite beautiful, because I feel like in stepping out on this path, there was a lot of uncertainty, and I feel like you did have to make a lot of tough decisions, and I think you're going to still have to make some more decisions. I don't think this is necessarily over in turn. It's not the last decision you're going to have to make regarding the situation, that's for sure. Because I do feel like with these new things that are unfolding and taking place for you, you are going to have to use your logic, your skills, your know-how to continue in this process. But I do feel like with each day, with each moment, with each new thing that you learn, each person you meet, each conversation you have, there's a part of yourself that unfolds more and more into this whole experience of feeling complete with where you're at. You are becoming very balanced within yourself right now. I actually think you're, interestingly enough, moving out of the reindeer games phase, and you're kind of getting down to business. I feel like the closer it gets to your season, that's what's happening for you. It's almost like becoming more in your element. So diving a little deeper. Let's look at the overall themed energy here for Scorpio, please, for this new moon in Libra. We have written. Wow. Stay open. And we have overflow. Now, with this, I feel like I said, it's almost like you and this thing were meant to discover each other. I feel like this predestination is a really difficult thing to talk about, simply because I feel like energy it can always be changed, but I feel like there is something in this life, especially with the world and how it can relate to karmic cycles. It's almost like this was part of it all. But I think now with these other cycles completing and you stepping into this new thing, it's asking you to stay open to what's coming your way, because I do feel like there is a chance to also continue writing or rewrite and dictate your future. Whatever this is, life is starting to overflow for you simply because you you answered the call. That's what I'm hearing. You answered the call. There was this weird signal, this weird thing that was, even if it was like a light flashing Morse code, there was this thing off in the distance that you saw, and you just knew you had to follow it. And because you did, I feel like you are receiving so much at this time. And I do feel like your desire is only growing to obtain more, whether it's knowledge, whether it's securing a position in whatever this is. You are definitely hungry for more. I think that in an emotional sense you are. I think in a spiritual sense you are. But this is something very interesting that is really just unfolding for you. And I feel like it's being drawn to you too. I feel like there's just these things that literally are... I think right now when I talk about that hunger, it feels like that vortex. So it's like these things pulling in. You're literally pulling things into you. It's like with each success, with each new question, you just become more hungry for that knowledge, more hungry for what's next, more hungry for what else can unfold in my life, what else can change. This is really beautiful energy. Very twinkly, very sparkly. Definitely feels like stars. I see so many stars in these cards right now. So keep in mind that as you continue growing, I really don't think that anything is out of your reach at this time. And if things do kind of slow down and you're in that coasting phase, just keep your eye on the sky, because I swear to you, I feel like there's going to be another shooting star. Who knows? Maybe you've seen shooting stars a lot lately. Maybe you just saw one recently. Either way, I feel like that is just something asking you to believe and understand that there is something more that is calling for you at this time. And I think you need to answer that call if you haven't. And if you have, continue answering the call. I honestly feel like I don't have any more to say on this, because that's great. I think it's fantastic. It's beautiful. And sometimes I'm just like, with Scorpios, you guys are really, really intuitive to begin with, so I don't even feel like you need to know much. Sometimes I feel like when I'm doing readings or talking for you guys, that you're just like, yeah, okay, I get it. But if you needed confirmation, here it is. So thank you for joining me, Scorpio. I will be doing updates and posting the readings for the first 2 weeks of October for each sign, as well as a collective general energy reading. If I remember correctly, I think we have Pluto going direct in October. I'm going to have to look a little deeper into that one. But yeah, so stay tuned for that. And honestly, really funny, I just heard the phrase, thank my lucky stars. Thank you, lucky stars. I really, yeah, this is beautiful. If this resonated with you, please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Or if you would like a personal reading with me to figure out how you can go deeper into the element of whatever this is, you can contact me at delicatetensiontarot@gmail.com. That is down in the description box below, as well as my Instagram, which is Delicate Tension. If you want to follow me for collective daily readings or collective daily energy reads and other content that I might post there. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a really beautiful new moon, and I actually hope you catch a falling star, or at least see one. Have a good night.